Bama had a tough loss in basketball. We'll get into that. Plus, don't forget, tonight we're going to have our basketball bracket preview show, 5 o'clock live from Pearl River Resort. But we're going to talk about Ty Simpson as we get closer and closer to St. Patty's Day. I even got my green on for that. The quarterback ready to lead Alabama. How about baseball? You got to give these guys a lot of credit because they have earned it. They win the series down in Texas A&M. And look for a sweep today. Hey, baseball, I'm going to give you the love you guys deserve. And then basketball, tough loss to Florida. The season's not over yet, but we do need Grant Nelson back on the floor. All that right here on the Bama Tailgate YouTube channel. Like, subscribe, thumbs up, comment, you guys. You do it every day, and I appreciate it. Let's get this party started. What do you say, everybody? Mick Gillespie, Bama Tailgate YouTube channel, brought to you by Pearl River Resort over in Philadelphia, Mississippi. And again, got these. I got swag. I got swag for you guys. I got this, calendars, hats, stickers, all kind of stuff. But you got to comment. You got to like, subscribe, and comment, and share. We got to get those numbers back up, and I'm going to reward you guys for being a part of what we do here every day. All right, before we get into basketball, before we get into baseball, let's start with football. Germie Bernard is Alabama's top returning receiver. He and Ryan Williams, right? Williams kind of the deep threat, Bernard the guy that makes all the plays. And he spoke to the media, and he kind of gave a perspective of what it's like playing with Ty Simpson. And what we're hearing is that Ty has kind of taken that role as the Alabama quarterback and the leader of the football team, and he's running with it. And the team's perception is that if it's his job, probably is going to be they're not too concerned about the direction that Alabama is going. He's a former 5-star, and you got to remember that too, came in with a ton of offers from all over the country, came to Alabama, backed up Milroe, stuck around, could have transferred. Last year got in a little bit of action in 6 games and mostly handoff spots, but 14 passes for just under 170 yards. But the perception that the team has is what I really feel like is going to be the most important thing. And that's just from hanging out with Jake Coker on Elephant in the Room on Cover Crimson. We talk twice a week, and he's on the Tailgate show too during the season. And he's like, look, the team's going to tell you sometimes like who the guy is, who they respect, and the things that you do as the starting quarterback, how it affects those teams. So let's listen to Germie Bernard. I want to hear what he has to say, and then get your guys' thoughts on Ty Simpson being the guy.
Changed a lot. I wouldn't say a lot because Ty had a great mindset, and I think that he's just really growing. He's growing into more of a leader. He's stepping up, and he knows what it takes. He played behind a pretty good QB, so I think that he has what it takes to get the job done.
What kind of skill or level does Isaiah Horton bring to you guys?
Isaiah Horton, he's a.
All right, so there you go. Maybe went a little long on this one, but Bernard is one of the team leaders, came with Coach DeBoer, Coach Grubb from Washington. He says, look, that the offense is going to be the same as it was last year with Coach Grubb. Grubb's going to bring in the confidence, the success that they had in Washington and at the Seattle Seahawks, who, by the way, went 10-7. I mean, they fired everybody on the offensive side of the ball and traded all their good players, but it wasn't like they were getting blown out because of the offense. They won 10 in the NFL. It's pretty good. But anyway, having Germie Bernard there in that leadership spot, kind of giving Ty Simpson the nod of confidence, makes you feel really good about the direction that this program's going. And then Coach DeBoer talked about him not taking a lot of snaps at the college level, but the skill set being there, that he's got a bunch of strong strengths, and that that they're similar with what it takes to be successful, right? And Coach Grubb saying, hey, from practice 1 to practice 2, the guy's making strides. He's figuring it out, Simpson is ready for this responsibility to be the Alabama quarterback. This is why he stayed at Alabama. And the next thing is, look, I waited my turn. Now I'm getting my opportunity. I'm going to be ready now that I'm getting that opportunity. And you can feel that. When you watch Alabama practice on the limited clips that we get, and you watch them throwing the ball, and then you hear from people behind the scenes, they're saying, hey, last year they felt like Ty Simpson turned the corner. And there were people that felt like Ty Simpson was the better quarterback 2 years ago, but lost the job to Milroe, and partly basically just because of confidence. And now he's got the confidence, the speed of the game's there for him, and he gives Alabama an excellent chance to get back to the college football playoff. It's going to be really fun to watch Ty Simpson as he basically figures out exactly how he's going to do this job. He takes advantage of what is a very deep wide receiver room. Now, I don't know if this is back to when Alabama had Smitty and Waddle and Ruggs, and you're looking around the field and you're like, man, we got 4 guys, Judy, we got 4 guys that are going to be in the NFL. But this is a very deep wide receiver room. With Isaiah Horton coming over from Miami, what he brings to the table, Jalen Hale being back, all the other guys that, Meadows and Latsier Brooks making plays. There's a lot of guys that are ready to make an impact. So Simpson's going to have a bunch of targets. The other thing is just can we block for him? And that's going to be the question that Coach Cap's going to have to help us answer. The Juice Squad's going to have to step up. And if that happens, Ty Simpson could have a fantastic season. So you guys tell me what you think, though. Get in the comments section. And again, appreciate you being here. Brought to you by our friends at Pearl River Resort. We're going to be there tonight, 5 o'clock. Bo Bounds from ESPN in Madison, Mississippi. Our buddy's going to be there. Catfish will be there. We'll see where Bama ends up in the college basketball tournament. I know it was a tough loss to Florida, and I guess this is a good time to talk about it. Tide got blown out by Florida in the SEC tournament. Grant Nelson didn't play in the second half. Bama had a horrible second half without him. They were right there in it in the first half. Second half came, and it was really one of the worst halves of basketball that I can remember this team playing. There was a stretch where you were wondering, like, why is Nate Oates not calling a timeout? Florida obviously piecing a lot of stuff together. And by the time it was all said and done, Bama got blown out by the Gators. But I think that, okay, first off, I think Florida right now is playing the best basketball in the country. They are a tough matchup for Alabama. They're big inside. They contest a lot of shots. Their offensive rebounding is as good as anybody in the country. And Bama's a really good team. But this Florida team they remind me of Connecticut from last year, honestly. So, Bama was definitely outplayed in the second half. Can they beat Florida if they play them again? I think they can, but they have to play a really, really, really good game. And missing opportunities by the basket at times, too, in the game didn't help out a lot. But it was a disappointing second half. I know we all kind of felt that way. And the good news is that tonight we find out where Bama is going to play in the in the NCAA tournament. We can write them in, and I still think that they have the potential to accomplish their goal of winning a national championship. But I'll tell you what, they've got to play better than they did in the second half, and we need Grant Nelson. I thought he had a really good first half before he got injured. So, that's how that goes. Now, the final thing I want to talk about is Rob Vaughn's baseball team. Okay, guys. Hey, I'm going to throw it out there to you. Hell of a start, man. 19-1. I mean, this is Jim Wells type stuff. And I look at the schedule, and there's some games in there where I'm like, hey, you're playing, teams that you should beat. But that in baseball doesn't always mean you're going to beat those teams. Going down to College Station and beating Texas A&M in a series is tough. I mean, this is a World Series team from a year ago. And traditionally, they've been one of the best teams in college baseball. Bama's played 2 tight games. They've been tied late, and they've come up with the big hits, and they've gotten the big outs to win. Now, get to 20-1. Win today. Get to 20-1. Sweep. That's what it takes to win the SEC. And we haven't had a really truly SEC contending team in a long time. Okay. Since Mitch Gaspard left. And you know, the guy they hired after him, you know, just down the toilet, having this Rob Vaughn and what he was able to do at Maryland, and now bringing this winning mentality this year to this team. It's exciting, man. 19-1 and beating Texas A&M and hitting big home runs, grand slam and yesterday's game. Okay. Hey, that's how you earn respect. Go out there and play the game the way that it needs to be played. You know, I've criticized baseball, and one of the reasons why is that when I was at Alabama, being around Jim Wells and seeing the teams that Alabama had when Jim Wells was there, seeing the Jared Kingerys, he was obviously one of my best friends. I talk about him a lot, but the G.W. Kellers, the Andy Phillips, the Roberto Vazes, you know, the Carusos, you know, like the guys that, and there's a ton of guys I'm not mentioning, but, you know, Manny Torres, like the guys that go out there and play the game for the name on the front and not the name on the back. You know, it's getting to the World Series was their goal every single year. Pushing for that was something that team was constantly in the mix for. And it wasn't about, you know, what country club, you know, travel team you played on and how many different uniforms you wore. It was about going out there and playing the game the right way and you know, and being tough. I remember Jim Wells saying, hey, we didn't want to look like we just walked out of Hibbett's. You know, we wear a crimson hat, white hay. You know, there were some jerseys that were just too flashy. Didn't want to wear. Love Jim Wells. You know, Todd Butler, Mitch Gaspard, you know, as his assistants, you know, all the people that were around the program, the Dax Norrises of the world, and what they brought to the table. And this start, I mean, this is a monumental start for these guys. So congratulations. Keep up the good work. We're paying attention to you. And man, 19-1. That's definitely impressive. Now the SEC is going to humble you at some point, but still, just to think that Alabama's nationally ranked and have a chance to go 20-1 if they can finish up a sweep against Texas A&M. That's really cool. All right, guys, look, that's it for today's show. I want to show you this again. Get in the comments section. You got to do that. You got to help the channel to earn. I don't have this is the big sexy. This is the big Elmo hat right here. This is the Mick. We also have, and I don't have one in here. We have the Riley Green, which is the duck camo hat. And then the Coker's coming, which is a camo hat. That's a little less, although he's now all of a sudden he's telling me that he likes the Riley Green a lot. So he might try to change that to the Coker, but we named him after us. And we're giving them away to you guys. You could also buy one, but I figured that the best way to do it is you guys earn it. You know, like, subscribe, thumbs up, share with your friends. You know, help us get this channel where we're back to where we were and even beyond that. St. Patty's Day's coming. Got my green on, and we'll talk to you guys live tonight from Pearl River Resort. Now, the last thing I guess I should say is this. I got to throw this on the channel. Now, boom. Let me put that up there. Two things. First off, I say this all the time, and it's because I want you guys to take advantage of the deal, right? New Life Art, promo code Bama Tailgate. You can get Heisman Heights. These are Daniel Moore prints. You know that. 25% off Heisman Heights. That's Devontae Smith's catch against LSU 2020. Won the Heisman that year. Or you can get Jalen Hurts Crimson Redemption. They're part of the Eagles Super Bowl team. They both started when Alabama beat Georgia in the national championship game, and then they started on a Super Bowl team. And it's never happened. So pretty cool. And we're celebrating those two with that. So take advantage of it. New Life Art, you got to hit it at the beginning. Bama Tailgate. So where'd you hear about us? And then you go into, when you buy it, Bama Tailgate, and you'll get that discount. And if you don't, tell me, and I'll make sure that we get it fixed. And I think we got it all squared away. And this offer is about to be over. So you might have a couple more days, and then we're going to switch to something else. So take advantage of it if you want either one of those prints. And then finally, Pearl River Resort. Where we'll be tonight, Dancing Rabbit, the Augusta you can play. I know we had some bad storms yesterday. Hopefully everyone's safe. I know Mississippi was hit hard. They're in Philadelphia, Mississippi. Prayers to anyone affected by the storm. Great weather's coming. You're going to want to get out on the golf course. The Azaleas, the Oaks, 2 awesome golf courses right there at Pearl River. So swing over there. You don't even need a membership. And you can play a little bit of golf. Hit the Timeout Sports Lounge. That's where we're going to be tonight as the brackets are announced. And, table games and slots at Silver Star and Golden Moon Casino. Hey, thanks for hanging, guys. Roll Tide.